I love playing the game of disc golf. What I hate is waking up the next day, feeling that soreness in my muscles, in my body, my arms, my shoulders, my legs. And what I typically do is I wake up, I hammer down a few ibuprofen or Tylenol, and I go ahead and move on with my day. What I didn't realize was how bad that was for my body as well. Throwing a disc is very strenuous on your body, whether you realize it or not. What it does is it causes micro tears in muscles, which then become inflamed, and that's where any post-workout or post-round soreness comes from. That's why you need to check out our friends at WunderKind. WunderKind with a U, all natural CBD products. They're located right here in the United States, and they're always shipping for free. All of their products are 100% legal in all 50 states, lab tested to make sure that you're getting the highest quality CBD product to help you recover from your round out on the course. The CBD products all have an anti-inflammatory property, which is amazing for muscle recovery and pain reduction after a round. Guys, check out WunderKind. Again, that's WunderKind. You can follow them on Instagram at WunderKind Extracts, and you can visit their website at WunderKindExtracts.com and select from any of their amazing CBD products and use code RUNIT15 at checkout to save 15% off. Again, that's RUNIT15 at WunderKindExtracts.com. Tired of putting down those ibuprofen and those Tylenol, eating up your stomach and attacking your liver? Well, give an all-natural CBD product a shot and see how much better you feel after your round. Again, that's WunderKindExtracts.com, and we thank them for sponsoring this podcast.
Hi, this is Ken Climo, and you're running it with Nate Sexton.
Running It with Nate Sexton is brought to you in part by Innova Champion Discs, makers of the Disc Catcher. The Innova Disc Catcher is installed on more courses worldwide than any other target.
Hello, disc golf fans, and welcome to a special edition of Running It with Nate Sexton. I am your co-host, Jarett, sitting across the country alongside our host, the 2017 USDGC champion and Innova team captain, Mr. Nate Sexton. Nate, how you doing today, man?
I'm great, Jarett. How are you?
If I was any better, I'd be jealous of myself, man. I'm super excited about this special edition. I know you guys have a ton going on. You're out in Kansas playing in the DDO, and you said, hey, we got to make sure we get a show out for the fans, get that fresh content out. So you grouped together a couple of kind of big names for us, and we're going to do a little bit of a chat here. We're coming off of a huge episode. Nate, I'll tell you, I've never been so flattered over the last week, because the amount of comments that came in that was like, wow, I can't believe Nate Sexton had the GOAT on this week. I don't know if I'm the GOAT yet of podcasting, guys, but clearly they were talking about Ken Climo. An amazing episode having the champ on. The downloads and the messages are still coming in. How cool was that, Nate?
It was the peak of what we've done so far for me. I mean, that was amazing, getting a chance. I haven't talked to him for a couple of years. He hasn't been out there. So it's just awesome to reconnect with the champ, hear some stories, hear his perspective. He's just sort of like shockingly approachable, down-to-earth guy, considering all the success that he's had.
It was probably the most fun I've ever had on a podcast of anything that I've done. And I've shared a brownie sundae with Jose Canseco. So I'll tell you that was having the champ on was probably my highlight. So we have an amazing show today. But before we get into it, guys, we got to pay some bills and talk about our amazing sponsor over at FisherDiscGolf.com. FisherDiscGolf.com is the official retail sponsor of Running It with Nate Sexton. Guys, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably love disc golf, and FisherDiscGolf.com has you covered. 18 different brands of plastic, all the apparel you could possibly need, some really awesome Fisher Disc Golf hats and hoodies that they just got in. They're constantly loading up on new plastic. I know they just got another drop of Innova in. If you guys are looking for those Halo Destroyers, they've got them. and a lot of really awesome discs that they're adding. They're doing their disc stacks every Tuesday and Friday. They actually moved it up to 7 o'clock so you could get in there, pick your disc a little faster, and get out and get to bed so you're not dragging it on so late, because they've just been bombarded with folks in there doing that. So remember, 7 p.m. start now. That's on the East Coast for disc stacks every Tuesday and Friday. And also, FisherDiscGolf.com still has a few of those special discs they have for touring pro Clint Calvin. They're helping earn some money for him while he's out there on the tour. So if you guys want to pick up some kind of collectible plastic, I guess, and help out a touring pro who's out there just trying to make it happen, go ahead and visit FisherDiscGolf.com. They've got a few different molds on those Clint Calvin discs, and they're really pretty awesome. And just for listening to this show, you guys can save yourselves a little bit of money, right, Nate?
Yeah, you can use our code RUNIT10 to get 10% off on your first purchase. Shipping is always free at FisherDiscGolf.com. And man, being in Emporia for a couple practice days, you mentioned that Halo Destroyer, that's a lifesaver. You need one of those.
They're amazing discs, and Fisher Disc Golf has them in stock, and you can save 10% and get free shipping. So make sure you visit our friends over at FisherDiscGolf.com. And of course, Nate, I don't know how we would have the energy to do this podcast and crank it out if we didn't have a nice snack sitting next to us. And I'm talking about Double G Craft Jerky. You guys already know who Jarett is. We've had him on the show. You can check it out in the archives. His passion for disc golf, he's also got that same passion for cooking, and he put together an awesome team. And before, he used to just kind of cook for you guys out there on the tour. Now we can all partake in this amazing recipe by picking up some Double G Craft Jerky. Right now there's 4 awesome flavors that are available. And speaking to the folks over at Double G Craft Jerky, they wanted to set something up special for our listeners. So you guys head over to Double G Craft Jerky, pick out your favorite flavor, possibly all 4, use code RUNIT, and you will get a special commemorative pin that they're handing out now at Double G Craft Jerky. So just for listening to our show, trying out the jerky, helping Jarett build another business, I know these pins are a big deal, man. There's a lot of people that are collecting these. You can get that special Double G Craft Jerky pin for free just for purchasing a bag, getting a good snack. Jarett's helping out with the Children's Foundation. Just an awesome, awesome company doing some really good things. And Nate, I know you love your Double G Craft Jerky.
Yeah, and I love a pin too. I mean, if you don't have any bag swag in this day and age, you're falling behind. So you got to get something. You got to decorate that bag up. I just played with Jarett yesterday. We had a lightning delay. Got a little sneak preview of a new flavor, smashed cracked pepper. So get ready.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I can't wait for that. And again, they're using brisket when they're making this beef jerky. So you're getting a high quality product. And again, just an awesome guy and a company that's doing some great things. If you guys are enjoying the podcast, you're loving the guests, the best way to support the show is to support our sponsors. So make sure you visit FisherDiscGolf.com, Double G Craft Jerky, get yourself a new disc and a little snack for out on the course. And you're all set and ready to go, man. Nate, you've set up something a little special for our listeners today. As I said, we talked about your schedule a little bit. You've got a ton of stuff going on in Kansas. We weren't sure how we were going to get a new show out. You said, you know what? We got to crank out some content for these listeners. I'm going to go ahead and pull together a little bit of a super team for today's episode. So I'm super excited. I'm over here in Buffalo, New York. You're in Kansas. Who you got sitting with you, Nate?
Well, we're at the Airbnb, Jomez Airbnb, and I got a couple guys that I've shared some microphone time with before, and I had to buy them a burrito and some tacos to get them to come on the show, but that's fine. That's in the budget. No worries. But I have my friends, Jeremy Colling and Paul Ulibarri.
What up, everyone?
I am so full.
So we got a Big Sexy Barri, kind of a fan question session here. We're going to just kind of do some debates and see where we land on some of your questions before we get out there and go after the course today.
Are we going to do some debates?
I would think we are.
And are we all going on the course today?
Not Jerm. He's not in the tournament.
Isn't that crazy? You and Jerm kind of switched roles here for this one. You're out there slinging them and flinging them, and Jerm's on the call.
Yeah, it's true. It's, usually for me, it's not because I forgot to sign up, but it is kind of a role reversal.
Shut up. Man.
Yeah, it's like, 15 years of doing this. I have one thing to do. Oh, and they're paid for? All I have to do is click 3 buttons.
But he's doing a great job. He's in the live booth.
It's really been a pleasure joining the show, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
You know what, Jerm? I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that you did that, actually, to not take the shine away from Nate. I know that's really what you were thinking. You're like, you know what? He's coming back for Kansas. I'm not going to go out there and overshadow him, so I'm going to hit the booth and cover him there, and I'll let him have some fun on the course. That's a good friend right there.
Yeah, I do what I can, and it's all about not overshadowing our sports heroes right now. Calvin Heimberg and Eagle starting their rounds off with 14 unders. I'm not out there trying to shoot 16 down and make everyone look bad. It's kind of, we all do our part.
You could have done it.
I'm not trying to make them look bad. I'm just a pedestrian 9. Let the stars shine.
Man, I'm having so much fun with the practice rounds. Obviously, it's the majority of them this year have been just Jerm and Uli. You guys got Nate back into the mix, and I'll text Nate a lot of times and be like, "Man, Jerm, you dropped a line that I won on a T-shirt a couple practice rounds ago." He said, "You know what? That shot would have been good if it was better." And I thought to myself, "Man, that's some serious advice right there." And then there's a new one that just came out. You guys filmed one. Do you think anyone scooped that disc up off of the highway there in Kansas yet?
Oh, I know they did.
Yeah, his name's Jonathan Gomez, and he scooped 2 of them.
So my favorite part of that is you guys are debating the legalities of this. And Uli looks in the camera and goes, "Well, if your kid ran out there, you'd have to go out there and get your kid. That can't be illegal." Yules, just a heads up, if your kid's playing in the highway, you're probably going to jail. And then you topped it off with, "But I don't know, man, I'm not a scientist." So that was
also a really good shirt.
Yeah. So
that would be a good shirt. That must almost already exist. I don't know, man. I'm not a scientist. That's all that's on the shirt.
Yeah. No, you're no scientist indeed, Uli, but you certainly can throw some plastic, man. So if you guys haven't had a chance yet, check out the new Jomez practice round is out. It's a lot of fun. And, Jerm, I don't know, man. I know a couple weeks ago you were eyeing up a shot and you always like, "Hey, you want to use my Raptor?" And you're like, "No, I don't." And then this practice round, you're looking at a shot and Nate looks at you and goes, "What, you don't have a Sexton in there?" I really appreciate the fact that you're not peddling your discs onto other people during these practice rounds. So thanks for that,
I'm not into
Jerm.
that. If Nate understands how good a Thunderbird is, then he understands how good a Thunderbird is. If he doesn't, then that's that's lost strokes for him. So I don't need to go out there and just shamelessly plug my product. I know that my product's the best, such as the Big Jerm Swirly Star Thunderbird. It's the best disc there is. And if you don't have one, or a hat magnet, a Big Jerm hat magnet from disc golf pins, I don't need to shamelessly plug these things. That's just ridiculous and kind of, I don't know, it's not professional.
And that's what I like about
Find
you,
the
man.
Big Jerm Thunderbird on a highway near you.
and keep yourself protected from the sun with Johnny Fly sunglasses. I mean, it's the way to. Wait a second, are we getting away from the? Okay, sorry.
No, man, go ahead, get your stuff in. That's what we got you here for.
The Big Jerm Thunderbird, the official disc of Interstate 35.
Oh man, that was just amazing. So guys, I reached out on social media and I said, "Hey, if you were sitting in a room with BigSexyBarri, what would you guys like to hear them talk about?" And we got bombarded with questions, topics, some of them silly, some of them fun. And I think maybe we should just kind of throw a few of these out there and let you guys kind of discuss amongst yourselves. What do you think?
Throw them.
All right, perfect. Andrew Espinoza asked, "Who do you guys think is the funniest member of the commentary team, and why is it Uli?"
I think we all bring our own flavor. I'm clearly the funniest, but I think we all bring our own element to it.
Yeah, I think that Nate makes a good joke just from the bat, and that right there shows why he's one of the funniest. Is that he's got the witty thing, and I've got the thing that your uncle says, and you're like, "That's not funny," but then you laugh.
Later you're kind of like, was funny.
But it was funny. What I said was funny. And the reason it was funny is because I understand that it's not funny. And that in itself makes it funny.
You're right.
And Yuli has the everyday guy funny. Like,
But Yuli sometimes has the quick hitters.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we all just be funny together?
I just kind of wait for you guys to try to be funny, and then I funny on that.
Yeah.
And then I look, really good.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really
clearly,
funny.
as far as Andrew's concerned, it's clear cut, Yuli. So yeah, I just love working with them.
I think I'm the pitcher at a home run derby. Like, and I'm just lobbing up little. I guess they have to throw them pretty fast for them to get the power to get returned.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm coming in there fast with some really dumb content and just setting up Paul and Nate to just knock it out the park.
Obviously, Jerm, Andrew's never heard you tell the joke about your girlfriend asking you to stop singing Oasis.
Oh, I mean, she begged me, and I said maybe.
So there you go, Andrew. I think that just settles it right there for you. I had a fun question from Timmy. Timmy Duncan on Instagram said, a 3-way death match, 1 disc. What are you guys choosing, and who wins?
Well, I mean, wow. The course is a huge factor there. But I mean, I'd have to take a Firebird.
Oh, so this isn't like an actual death match. We're not trying to kill each other.
Well, I guess I got to go wider. If we have to try to kill, I'm going to go Destroyer.
Okay, hopefully that's not the direction of the question.
I think it's about playing a 1-disc tournament, 1 round. Who's going to win and what disc are we choosing? I'm choosing probably a Firebird.
Yeah, we're back to the shameless promotion stuff. Like, I think that I can do anything that I want to do on the course with my Sorority Star Thunderbirds. I mean, I think they're neutral. They go far, but they're also used for short shots. And I think I can get them close enough that I don't have to worry about the putt.
I'm going to use the Raptor only because if it is a death match, maybe I'm talking about that crazy dinosaur and you guys don't have a chance.
Well, dinosaurs famously afraid of fire.
Also, dinosaurs famously able to read. So they know that disc says Raptor, right?
Let's switch it up to the
no.
Kind of the raptor that's in the sky then. They're not afraid of fire at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that the Rapture?
I think anyone could take it. I don't think there's a clear-cut winner. We all pick a pretty similar disc, which isn't a surprise. Everyone's going kind of mid-speed, fairway, little overstable, versatile disc. And yeah, who's hitting putts with that driver? That's the guy who's going to win. Whoever can dunk a couple 45-footers with a driver.
Well, Nate, it's
Raptor will never be 45 away.
Okay.
It's your show, so we're going to give the win to you. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice win.
Good game, man. I'll tell you, we got a lot of questions from people that have different names, but yet they still ask it from Jarett from Buffalo. So back up off my gimmick a little bit, everybody out there. Okay. Joe Blakely asks, Jarett from Buffalo would like to know, when do disc golfers hit their peak? Nate seems to have hit his apex in his 30s, whereas someone like Will Schustrick peaked in his early 20s. Johnny McRae has had 20-plus year peak going into his late 40s. I think this is a fair question. When do you guys think is the peak age? Now, I know we've got the ageless wonder, Yuli, sitting there, but what is the peak age for a disc golfer, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think obviously that's going to vary for different people, but I think late 20s into 30s is probably a pretty good answer because I feel like you still have most of the power, or if not all the power that you're going to have, and you just have more experience and a little more healthy fear of what could possibly happen on a course. So that'd be my guess, is kind of late 20s into 30s.
I think that's a fair answer. I would say for me, I felt like my peak was just after I had turned 30. And I feel like I had so much to prove still. And I didn't feel like I had the titles that I really wanted in my career, the goals that I had set out for myself. And so I was still motivated by those things. So that's just personally, like if I'm speaking from my experience, that I guess that's when I feel like I hit my peak. But like Nate said earlier, I think it's a lot about the individual and their body. You know, like I feel like bigger guys like myself get a little bit more wear and tear on their bodies earlier. And so I think maybe the peak might be in their late 20s, whereas somebody who's a little bit more smaller in stature, not quite doing as much damage on their back and their knees and all that, might be able to prolong their peak into the mid to late 30s, maybe even.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is mental, honestly. I think it's, as an athlete, you decide when you want to be done. And sometimes the fatigue gets too much, like a guy like Big Jerm, or the fatigue isn't even a thing, you know, in your mind. But like a picture of LeBron, that guy's like 55 and he's the best player in the NBA still.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a mental thing because he decided, okay, I'm not going to have this early career. I'm going to work on my body and make sure that I'm still healthy going into there. So I think, you know, somebody even like Johnny McRae, that guy's so stubborn right now. He's like, no, I'm still going to rip. You know? And no matter what my body shapes in or anything, like I have the experience, I have the shots, and I'm going to go out there and beat all these kids. You know, I feel like that's what he thinks.
Yep.
You know, LeBron's like only a few months older than Nate, and just
LeBron's 36. Back up, Yuli.
Like you're saying he's 55. Is that how you see us?
In the greatest shape of any man? No. I look at you guys and I don't think that in any way.
Yeah, that makes very good sense.
Yeah, LeBron's 36, Yules. So just ease up on saying how old he is. 36 is a spry young age.
Yeah, but then you look at people in our sport like a Kyle Klein, who it seems like he just won last week. And he never won before. Is that his peak? You know, nobody really knows. Will Schuster, great point, early 20s, and you know,
and that can be mental and that could be physical injury. But yeah, it's a decent question. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed that one. Also, you know what, Jerm? I'm sorry, I totally let this one slip, man. Andrew obviously didn't see it yet when the question came in, but wait until he hears that came in like a wrecking ball line that you dropped on the practice round too, right? You just wait, Andrew. That's going to change everything.
Well, to be fair, right after I said, nah, that's a dumb joke.
I didn't think so. I loved it. Here's one that comes up a lot, and they even shared a picture. Have you guys ever thought about maybe at some point tossing Casey White in so you guys can just call yourselves BigSexyBarri White?
No, we have not. No slight to Casey, but I don't think we need a fourth at this time.
I don't think so either.
If we want to do a really funny name sometime, he'll be the first guy we call.
We could just call ourselves BigSexyBarri White and not have Casey White also. That's another option.
That is an option.
We can do that.
No slight to Casey again.
Yeah.
But you're out.
There's just no more room left on the mic. I get it. Justin Morris from Facebook asks, if disc golf ended today, what would you guys all be doing for a living?
Like there's just no more disc golf.
Just no more
disc golf.
So you can't do something in disc golf. You're
Okay.
You're out in the disc golf world. What would you go to?
I think I'd be a philosopher.
Yeah. That
Maybe
makes
you'd
a lot
be a
of sense.
velociraptor.
Oh, see, Jerm's just killing it.
Thank you, Jarett. I got nothing from in here, but yeah, velociraptor was a good one.
You're damn right it was.
I think I'd get into that science, man, so I could kind of know more about freeway rules and just anything. I'd be getting into science. I'd go back. I'd retreat into my laboratory.
I think personally for me, I'd probably try to invent a game name called disc golf. Like I'd probably try to like come up with some sort of like frisbee type game where you go towards an object. I mean, it doesn't exist anymore, so I think that there's a market for it.
Number one answer. Big Jerm's going to invent space race.
I think I would be like some sort of coach, teacher, probably in the golf industry.
Yeah, cool.
The real answer, I'd probably get into graphic design more, work on some apparel, product design, stuff like that. I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. And I really like logo design, and I'd probably find some sort of career in the graphic art field.
Awesome.
Maybe bartender.
Yeah, that's another option. That's That's a
Mixologist.
hobby. I'm not trying to make money off of all of my hobbies.
Yeah, fair.
Mixologist. Now, Yuli, you're kind of coaching right now. You got a little coaching thing going on your YouTube series, that Scratch to Scratch thing. How Mr. Miyagi are you? Like, do you have this guy painting your fence and waxing your car and stuff and just telling him that it's good for disc golf?
Oh, yeah. No, not Mr. Miyagi. I feel like I have him running down the street. You know, I'm like in the back of the truck. Somebody's driving me, and I'm like, just keep going. You
Pick those knees up. Pick those knees up.
You're going to get to scratch like that?
You're going to miss low on the 18th if you don't pick those knees up.
You're never going to be able to putt if you don't go get my Starbucks order.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Continuing the tradition of our show, we did receive a few audio questions. So let's go ahead and plug one of those in right now.
Hey, what's up, Nate, Jarett, Uli, and Jeremy? I hope you guys are having a great day. My name's Michael Babbitt. My question's coming from Kansas City, Missouri. All three of you guys have collectible discs. Nate with the Sexton Firebird, Uli with the multiple Ledgestone collabs and the Uli Raptor, and Jeremy with the Thunderbird that's always been a staple for many years. What are your guys' thoughts on the collectible discs? Do any of you guys collect discs? And what do you think about the resale value of your own discs and not getting a cut of that resale value?
It's amazing. The collector market has blown up. I don't collect discs on purpose exactly. Like, I definitely get a little stack of everything with my name on it, but I'm not like out there seeking out more, like paying money for them. I get the ones that come in my allotment, so that I always have some of the stuff that I'm honored to have my name on. But so I guess I wouldn't consider myself a collector in that way. As far as resale and not getting a cut, that does not bother me in the slightest. Like, nobody gets a cut of resale. You know, like, there's all kinds of sneakers that are worth tons of money. Anything that's like limited and cool is going to have a secondary market, and it doesn't make sense to get a cut out of that. You know, so I have no problem with that. But yeah, it blows my mind the prices that are some of the stuff is going for these days.
In a way, we kind of actually are getting a cut indirectly from these resale values.
Yeah.
By our market being kind of grandized by the people that are collecting, it makes them want to buy the next run that much more, and it makes our product sell out faster, and therefore it ends up being a lot more profitable for us. So I think it's, you know, what's not cool about it, it's incredible to think about the celebrity nature of where disc golf has taken us, and the fact that there is this, you know, this eager market just chomping at the bit when our discs come out. And I personally don't collect either, as far as like, I don't go after the valuable discs. I'm not interested in buying and flipping, but I am interested in collecting discs that I just think are cool in nature. And sometimes those end up being valuable discs, and sometimes I don't have an interest in having that disc anymore. So every once in a while I'll, you know, sell one or trade one or whatever. But for the most part, I'm not out there trying to do like the collector grind.
I've dabbled in the collector before. I've you know, spent a little money here and there. But, you know, like Jerm said, I think that our resale value of those is a big compliment to us, you know, to see our guys, you know, meaning our discs.
Our little buddies.
Yeah, our little buddies going for $200, $300, $400, even upwards of $1,000 for Sexton over here, which is insane.
Thousands.
Yeah, that's crazy, but it's a huge compliment. And yeah, I think that just speaks volumes for where the game's going and where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think it's a known fact in the disc golf disc selling market that Calvin Heimberg made a mint selling 15 Jeremy Colling Thunderbirds. So he just kept coming back to Jerm. I lost another one, and Jerm's like, "Here you go, buddy." And you know, he's right into the collectors groups on Facebook. So I think that was really cool
Did I tell you
of
that
you.
Story? How do you know that?
Dude, Jerm, I know about things, man. I'm in the scene. I don't know if you've been around or not, but I'm kind of a big deal. Let's see here. So many questions that came pouring in. Do you guys hate losing to anyone in particular other than Jerm?
Sure. Let's see. I don't have I guess I don't really have people that I single out as that. I can't lose them. But yeah, I just don't like scrolling down and seeing my name. So I can only take so much scroll before I start getting mad. So I don't like losing to anyone, I guess. But I wouldn't say there's somebody I put a target on that I'm if they beat me, I'm retiring.
I know Paul's.
Oh, I've had many. I used to be okay, that's my nemesis. And then I would just put their picture on the wall and never, you'll never beat me. But that turned into a bad idea because I would end up picking guys who just decided to be the greatest players of all time after I picked them. My one nemesis for a little bit was Eagle. And I'm I gotta beat Eagle. And then it's just well, he defeated me. So that's not a good one. And then recently my one that I like to beat just makes my heart really happy deep inside is Drew Gibson. Oh my gosh, it's the greatest feeling of all time. But he's so good, and he's his putter has gotten so hot this season that it's he's always been a great thrower of the disc. I think everybody knows that, and now he's making all these putts, and I'm unbelievable. I turned him into the greatest player ever.
Yours going back in the day was Nico. I remember you and Nico had this rivalry that I don't even know Nico knew about. And it was just crazy because he was the best player too. You have this incredible way of picking the worst rival possible. For me personally, for a while it was Drew. And that was one of my favorite people to beat just because we always just talked a little bit of trash and it sometimes bordered on the line of are we talking trash in a fun way or is this serious? I can't quite tell the difference. And so it was nice to beat him, but like Paul, I've lost that battle so many times. The only time I ever beat Drew is when we're on a short technical course. And then other than that, if we're playing a big boy course, he lays the backhand daddy, as he calls it, smackdown on me. And so I don't really beat Drew Gibson anymore. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely had different periods of picking people that I thought if I can beat this person, I know I'm going to finish well and I'm going to feel, accomplished that weekend. And, it just changes over time.
I get the warm fuzzies when I beat you two for sure.
Oh,
I know you guys are looking at the scoreboard and looking at each other.
Yeah,
I'll say Paul. I'll throw Paul in there.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And that's a good idea from Uli about the picture on the wall. If you have a printer with you, Jerm, in your car, give me a picture of Macbeth. I'm going to put it on the wall.
And make him the greatest. You don't already been done by somebody. Somebody put his picture on the wall and they're regretting.
I'm going to mean mug him every night before bed. I'm going to just give you you're never beating me again.
Yeah, will I blow him a kiss every once in a while? Sure.
Sure. After I beat him. Sure.
I was gonna say, don't pretend like you don't already have
who's had a pretty long career.
I didn't bring my posters to Emporia. That's the issue, Jarett.
Oh, okay. Right.
And hasn't quite peaked. You know what I mean? Like a Max Nichols, I'll just put him on the wall, and then all of a sudden he just turns into the
comes
goat.
back.
Thomas Gilbert's a good person right there because he's right there at the precipice of consistency and being really great, and then every once in a while we see Thomas not bringing his best effort. And
I feel very fortunate because for about 2 years I've been saying, well, in about 3 months I'll never beat Thomas again.
Yeah,
and I'm just hanging on tooth and nail here. So I hope that continues a little bit longer. But he has that.
It won't.
It probably won't. But I've been saying it a long time. So I don't know, Thomas. I know you're probably out there listening. Better get there.
Yeah. He's certainly getting there. And Uli, if you want to make me your nemesis and maybe I can step my game up a little bit. I could take the help anywhere I can get. So if you keep picking these people and they keep turning into good players, I would like to get on that list somehow of the voodoo dolls.
Yeah, just message me. It's $5,000 to be the goat.
For me to beat you over and over and over.
Is that American or what kind of funds are we talking here? 5,000 American?
One at hotmail.com.
I need the money. Somebody stole all my money yesterday. So
yeah, we had some fraud hit the Airbnb.
Oh,
he'll be back. But it was an unfortunate situation. Venmo is on the case.
Somewhere Nico LaCastro is just living it up on Paul's Venmo.
Got him again.
I got him so good.
Juggling his trophies.
Just taking his sweet,
glued to it.
just taking his sweet time at the counter. Not quite ready to take the money out and pay yet, but he knows he's going to eventually. All right. If there was a buddy movie made about you three, which actors would get the call to portray you all? And that comes from Gene on Facebook.
If there was a movie
Made about us.
who would play?
Who would play us? I feel like I could see Yuli, like maybe like how about like a Paul Rudd? He's kind of
Paul Rudd would be a great.
He's kind of slender, dark-haired, handsome,
and he's funny in a way that you don't want to laugh at, but you just do.
Yeah.
You just do. Now,
I feel like Paul Rudd would be good. I feel like people are going to be in the comments. You don't know who Paul Rudd is?
What is going on
I
right
love
now?
you, man. Pop up.
Ant-Man.
Payless? What?
Ant-Man
You know
and
Paul
the
Rudd.
Wasp. Okay.
He must be the most handsome man.
You will love him once you see him.
Oh, that guy?
That guy.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like you. Look at that puff
Yeah,
of hair on top of his head.
I could see that.
Yeah. And I feel like the comments are probably already going that I should be Channing Tatum. I don't know that I've never quite seen the resemblance that others seem to see, but I embrace it because people think he's a good-looking guy. So maybe.
Yeah, I asked your
me.
wife and Hannah Macbeth about this.
Yeah.
And they said that you would be Channing Tatum and Paul would be Mario Lopez. And I just don't know what the hell happened. Somehow it went from being a really cool disc golf movie to two guys that don't have shirts on the whole time.
Who's this other guy?
Mario Lopez. Really?
You don't know Mario Lopez?
Did you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
What is happening with Yuli right now?
I don't know. The pop culture references are.
Have you heard of Brad Pitt? Have you heard of Leonardo
I
DiCaprio?
looked up Mario Lopez and a girl came up, which, hey, I'm not mad about it. She's attractive.
And you're saying you're going for like a Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Okay,
I
beautiful.
mean, just for the body shape.
Yeah, of course. When it's the fat Thor.
He's actually portraying Hulk Hogan next.
Touche. I'll smash you with my hammer, though.
Yeah, you will.
Shut up.
You for sure will.
Oh my god, that's so great. Yeah, and then I did the Amside podcast a few weeks ago, and the guy's like, "Yeah, man, anyone ever tell you look like Matt Damon?" And I'm like, "No, that's crazy talk. What are you guys talking about?" So I don't know. Somehow all these crazy names get thrown out there. But
Have you heard of Matt Damon, Yuli?
Yeah, I can't put the face to the name. Though.
Okay.
Yuli, what do you do in your free time? Are you just Fortnite all the time, or like you don't have TMZ access? Or
I do podcasts. I do hard work.
He does a lot of poster printing.
Sure. All right, so let's see here. Jarett from Buffalo asks, "Hey, Paul, remember when you used to have a man bun?"
I do, yeah.
Okay, cool. Next question. Ryan from Facebook asks, "I'd love to hear each member of the BigSexyBarri list the greatest weakness and strength of their other members."
Oh my gosh.
So I have to say the weakness and the strength of the other guys, not myself.
Right, correct.
Okay.
You can pick on them.
Okay. I mean, obviously, Jerm's strength is the forehand and the angles and the power. For the forehand in general.
Oh, we're going disc golf game. I thought that we were going with
commentary. Character?
I hope it's not character. Let's stick with the game.
I think game.
You can attack the game. If you attack my character,
yeah, let's stay disc.
Yeah, game. It's the game. Yeah, it's the forehand, it's the angles, it's the versatility, it's the do everything forehand, the greatest one there is. And as far as a weakness for the big guy.
No, we just have to come back later for that one.
You
Yeah.
could go to the highway to find out.
Yeah, you might. It's like I go between the mental game and that backhand late release Yanko.
The biggest weakness. You can't just list two things.
And
pick one.
and there's also No, I think yeah, sure, yeah. I'll take the mental game. You can go after him on the backhand Yanko. And then I guess let's see for Uli, biggest strength is like commitment to his gaps. I think like just kind of powering through what he wants to do and being like really good at like not wimping a shot. I feel like so commitment, gap hitting. And weakness is probably, I mean, certainly forehand distance is not good, but
not even top 5.
Well, distance, not even top 10,000.
Okay, all right, just checking.
Yeah,
I would go higher, maybe like.
No, there's so many AMs that can boom a forehand.
No, I'm saying 25,000.
Oh yeah, 25,000. Yeah,
bigger number.
Totally.
Maybe
And then I think maybe it's either the forehand or maybe like just the knees, like just the body. The knees are a problem.
You want to go?
Hit me.
You go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna save the best for last, so you can go last.
Why does Nate bring 2 things out?
I know he just.
What I just did the strengths and weaknesses.
He goes one strength,
and then there's like it splits. But here's what it is.
No,
it's
but
like
why knees? Why not just a knee?
I didn't know there was a good one. It's that you guys are so strong that I waffle on the weaknesses. It's kind of like it could be mental, it could be yanks, it could be like
Left knee could be right.
It could be like timing on jokes. There's a lot of things where you could go with for weaknesses, but it's like none of them are all that weak. You get it?
To be fair, Yuli's bad knee is so bad that it basically counts as 2 bad.
Because it makes his other knee do everything.
Yeah. So in turn, that's just too much work for one knee.
Yeah.
Nate, his biggest strength is, I think, game plan, strategy, execution, picking the right shot and throwing the right angles, knowing how to bring the percentages into his game plan, and he's able to just execute that to a point where he's not really getting himself into trouble. So it's like, the Nate Sexton thing is a joke that we say all the time. He's got an aggressive game plan, but it seems safe because he just executes that game plan really well. His biggest weakness isn't necessarily like a traditional weakness in the sense that I don't know if this has really hurt him, but it maybe has. Maybe the difference between him being Nate Sexton or him being like Ricky Wysocki, Paul Macbeth, is that he just doesn't have the killer spirit that those players have that makes them world beaters. He doesn't, and we've spent a lot of time talking about this. We both kind of suffer from this, and maybe suffer is not the right word, but we both are maybe held back as far as how much we could achieve because we're not out there to beat the world. We're just out there to do as well as we can and enjoy the sport. Like that's why we got into it in the first place. And those guys are like, I'm the man. I am the man. And that motivates them. And for us, it's more about something else. So it's his weakness and my weakness at the same time.
Killer instinct.
The killer instinct thing. Yeah, for sure. As for Paul,
Yuli's got a killer instinct.
As for Paul, his strength is his preparation, his work ethic, his ability to scrap what's working for him at the time and sacrifice everything for the betterment of his game and the betterment of him having a chance to be a major champion, which is his lifetime ultimate goal. And he knows he has this ultimate confidence that will happen by doing exactly what he's doing. And there's no one in the world that could convince him otherwise. He is the most stubborn person. And that is his best strength, is that his stubbornness has led him on the path that has brought him here. His biggest weakness can sometimes be his stubbornness. It can kind of sometimes get in the way when it's like, hey man, this works. Like do this thing. And he wants to try something else and figure it out to improve. And sometimes that process of improvement, temporarily hurts him. But, in the end, he's the one that's kind of looking back and laughing and saying, hey, I beat you anyway, so who are you to give me advice? But yeah, I think his biggest weakness is probably his lack of style, I think maybe. Oh wait, what did that? I'm just kidding.
Wow, I didn't expect us to go this way.
Here we go. Let me make sure this Things working. Hell yeah.
Hot mic.
I think it's funny. No, this is funny. I think your guys' biggest weakness is my biggest strength, which makes us a great little,
Yeah. Okay.
Trio. Jeremy yanks his backhand straight right. Awful. That's got to be terrifying to play, of course. Like, when is this just... What is just going into a
one out of
highway
every 20, but you never know.
But every round has 21 backhands.
Oh man! When we play 21 hole courses, he's just like, "Oh boy,
When's it gonna be?"
And then Nate, I know through your whole career has been early.
Yep.
Like commitment of the shot. And that's where I never miss left or right. I feel like you said, I kind of go right down the middle. So if we were to do a little trio, maybe we should start this tournament. We'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, we've got
everything.
We got a nice wide sprinkler place. We have a lot of upshots to look at.
Well, we got left, right, middle.
No, I think that's accurate. My number one miss is certainly early.
No, all your guys' backhands were fine, obviously. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
bring it.
I think that Nate's a double-edged sword here. Okay. I think that sometimes playing safe is a strength.
True.
And I also think it's sometimes a weakness because you're so consistent, right?
Yeah.
But the winning percentage is kind of...
That's true. But I don't think I play safe anymore.
I mean, he's won 50% of the last 2 tournaments he's played on tour.
That's true.
No, that's not true.
No, that's not
When
true.
was the last tour event you played? You played 2 Vegases.
In a memorial.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't on the tour technically.
Fair enough.
You won 2 of the last.
But no, I hear where you're coming from. But I think I don't play safe anymore because I go for hole 16.
All right, I'll just say the early
Now
thing
we're
with
running
your
it.
backhand and
Yeah.
then the late thing with Jerm's.
Yeah,
Probably the weakness, which I think you guys both can agree.
I agree. I totally agree.
And then
I disagree. I have many more weaknesses that are way worse than that.
and then strength, obviously Jerm's sidearm is a huge strength, but he's also, you guys are both great putters. I think when I think of you guys, I think of good putters. It's hard for me to find strengths for them. I'm sorry.
That was my strength. You guys are both good putters. That's my strength. Damn.
Really laying it on thick for you.
Yeah, you got Jerm with the forehands, amazing. And you guys are both pretty good, great-ish putters. And that's about it for me. Sorry. Wow.
Well, Nate, he did go ahead and mention that you were a double-edged sword, and obviously he's talking about your new signature disc, the XCal, available from Innova Champion Discs. So hearing him talk about that, make sure you check out that Nate Sexton XCal.
Yeah, do it.
All right, let's plug in another audio question here.
Hey guys, just wanted to quickly say thanks for doing this podcast. Nate, practicality aside, what's your favorite / most fun way to throw a disc? Yules, when can my noodle arm expect ESP Nuke SS's back in stock? I need something a little more understable to putt with. And Jerm, when are we going to get a tutorial on how to throw the pterodactyl? I tried to go through the motion and my big dumb body doesn't know what to do and just wants to fall over. Thanks.
Well, Jerm's the perfect guy. He too has a big dumb body. I mean, my favorite shot to throw is as far as I can. I think throwing far is the most fun.
Most Nate Safton answer ever. Just come up with something.
That is something. Throw as far as I freaking can. Way up high over every tree, higher than you ever threw in your whole life. Over all the trees, gliding out, coming back. That's what I like to do.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he wants to putt with a SS nuke, if I heard that right.
Yeah, I thought I heard that too.
He's a noodle.
What? Putt? He just wants to throw with it.
Listen to the question, boys. I know it's tough.
Yeah, okay. Well,
all right. Well, he wants to throw the Nate Sexton signature line over the top of the trees, but he wants to do it with a nuke SS. When can you expect that to come out?
No, he wants to putt with it.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Is there a nuke SS coming or not, Yuli?
It is what he said. Everything's out. Everything's going to always be out. I'm going to just say that. Sorry. Too many people buy everything. Disc golf's so popular. In order to get one of those, I'm sure you can go on one of the collector pages on Facebook, and you might pay overpriced but you'd be able to get one.
Our question asker is in luck. I've already actually filmed a pterodactyl claw tutorial. It's on Innova Discs channel, and it's from several years ago. We filmed at in Santa Cruz, and I just gave a quick little tutorial. But I've been thinking about doing a little more comprehensive one, just because if I want people to hurt themselves in their big dumb bodies, I want them to do it the right way. And it was kind of a brief tutorial, the one that I filmed before. So maybe I might do a little bit more of an in-depth look into the dumbest, most useless throw in disc golf.
All right, I like it. Here's one that came in. A zoned-in Ricky Wysocki. I mean, when he's just at the top of his game, and you guys have to play him in a final hole for all the money, and it's going to be a trio of you guys versus Ricky. Who's taking the drive, who's taking the upshot, and who's putting it?
I'm taking Ricky out. Full tackle.
All the money.
If you can catch him. He moves and talks fast, man.
Yeah, you ever seen those Ricky legs, those raptor legs? Gee,
yeah, I pulled two hammies trying to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like I want to throw the upshot. I feel like we want to put the big man on the tee.
Yeah, I'll make the putt.
It'll be really close. I'm throwing the upshot.
Give me a tunnel tee shot that finishes right.
Yeah, it's not that. It's a boomer. I think this is a par. This is a par 4. I mean, there's a meaty upshot left to be thrown. This is Jonesboro. This is a par 4.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, I need like a long tunnel tee shot where like a 400-foot low ceiling shot that finishes right to set yourself up position for maybe like another 330.
Yeah, because then you'd only be like 35 behind Rick, so we'd be set up in a spot where we could maybe push something up in there.
Oh boy!
Put the pressure on.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
good point.
Yeah, but I could take the putt, because keep in mind, one of my strengths is that Jerm is a good putter. So I could maybe take the putt. Or actually, technically that's my only strength. Jerm is a good putter.
Actually, I'm going to take every shot because I'm too prideful to let you idiots mess it up.
Oh my God. I'll be doing commentary on the whole thing.
Well, that took a turn that I didn't see coming, for sure. Absolutely it did. Well, guys, I know you guys are out there in Kansas. Two of you guys have to get ready to play. The other one has to get ready to commentate. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Nate, Yuli, how you guys feeling about the rest of the tournament here?
Oh, pretty good. It's sunny and not windy. So yesterday was like a rainstorm and windy, and it looks so much nicer now. And I feel great.
Feeling like $1 million.
Looking like $1 million too.
Little hoarse. No, I'm kidding. Everything's set up well for these guys to finish this event. Great. Obviously, Nate he's kind of starting his touring season off with this event, and we're pumped to see him out here on tour with us. And Paul's got to get a win eventually. So the percentages are just really on his side. So good stuff.
As long as he beats Eagle, he'll win.
He's not the Nemi anymore.
No, he's friends. He's my friend now, right? You're taking him on as
I was like, what? I have a sad feeling that I was like level 2 in his life, and he just beat me, and now he's
on the boss level. Yeah,
they're coming out with season 4 for him.
Yeah,
he's already beat all those other.
Yeah.
They came out with new expansion packs that had Calvin.
He's doing like you know what like a speed run is, where the guy's he's going back to the beginning of the game. He's just speed running Yuli, where he just like goes hop 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 dead, and on to the next boss.
Exactly.
And I new world record. Yuli down 28 seconds.
And then he thinks like, man, that was really hard to get past him when I first started.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys do to piss off that lawnmower guy?
Nothing.
So much?
Nothing.
I got off a bus.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. That guy did not care about anyone or anything except getting that grass trimmed.
I could not believe the man's focus on that grass and the complete utter disregard of human life. I mean, this guy was zipping full lawnmower speed at us and not changing direction, not looking up. There's no wave of acknowledgement like, oh, sorry for getting close. It was, you hear me coming, idiot, get out of the way.
Yeah, not even like a wave of like,
just
you're also a person.
Yeah.
Not even nothing. Just
I thought it was interesting that I got off the bus. He basically ran me over.
Yeah.
We had a standoff. I looked at him like, really?
Yeah.
And he looked at me like, why are you in my way? And I'm like, I'm on a 50-person
bus.
Windstar.
I'm on the Windstar.
Yeah. This is where I came from. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I just got out of the bus. What do you? Well, there's only one door, sir.
I was expecting like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I almost killed you, but
Yeah.
But he was like,
You messed me up. I'm 10 seconds behind now.
He had to get that parking lot
at
trimmed.
Jones Park, but my gosh, that guy was.
then he ran over my disc.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff.
So I have a little bit of a theory, and I think some of that might be our fault, Nate. If you go back to the Ricky Wysocki episode, you kind of mentioned that you were going to be doing some digging into the Dynamic Disc crew and their hot dog stamping antics. I think Eric Oakley might have slid that guy a couple bucks and tried to put an end to this whole investigation. Now, I've already said on record, I believe that Eric Oakley has started the whole hot dog stamping thing. Uli, Jerm, what do you guys think? If you had to put your guess on who's going around and wiener stamping everyone's discs, who is it?
As like number one suspect for a long time, I had a lot of time to think about like, okay, who is it actually? And I feel like I didn't really have a good theory until Ricky came on the show and he said that he thinks it's the entire DD team. And that was the only thing that really has resonated with me, that it makes sense. Like obviously Eric wasn't at the memorial. People were getting stamped there. So maybe a little handoff from Vegas down to, whoever was at the memorial, give it back to Eric, maybe give it to someone else, Chris Clemens or something. Mm-hmm. And I think that strategy makes sense and they have the most to benefit from it. So I subscribe to that one.
I think it might be a media guy. Like a sneaky media guy who's not in the limelight and he's like, I'm going to get all of them.
He's twisting the side of his handlebar mustache before he does it.
Yeah. Oh, they think
we have to look
Eric
for a handlebar mustache. That's
smart.
The first lead.
Smart.
All right. Well, I think that does it, guys. I know you have a lot going on today. As we're recording this, it's Thursday. This show is going to drop tomorrow morning on Friday. So we really kind of pushed it here. So Nate, thank you so much for lining up Paul and Big Jerm. I wish you guys all the best of luck in what you got going on. Jerm, you absolutely killed the live commentary yesterday. I can't wait to get on and hear some more. And Nate and Uli, I'm always watching out for you guys and seeing how you're doing out there on tour. So I know everyone's excited to see Nate back out there playing. And Uli, you're going to have that top 5 or 10 finish as always, right?
That's right.
Maybe not one. But you'll be in that.
No,
you'll be in that
one.
You'll be in that top 5.
Statistics say that.
You'll be in that top 5 for sure.
I literally nemesis too many people for me ever to win again.
Like they say, if you're having fun, you're winning. Guys, we thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if you enjoy what's going on here, check out our sponsors over at FisherDiscGolf.com and of course Double G Craft Jerky. Jerm, have you had some Double G Craft Jerky? You got a favorite flavor?
I have many favorite flavors. The garlic lovers is great. Sometimes the hot boom sauce is my favorite, but sometimes, man, I get the wrong pepper on it and it's a little spicy, but I love the flavor. The original is so good. But yeah, I've definitely enjoyed all of it. I've actually even tried a couple sample flavors that have not made it yet to packaging, and I've enjoyed those as well. So we'll see if those come out and for everyone else to try as well.
Now, does he ever let you try any, even though you're playing with the enemy? Does he ever share with you?
Yeah.
I would.
Sharing guy.
Me?
Yeah.
I should. I'm a sharer.
Garrett hooks it up with some packs. Like a couple weeks ago, I was not having the best round. I go back to my bag. He wasn't even on my card, and he had left me a nice little care package there, the original.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that was really cool.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
He is a good dude. So, guys, make sure you're checking out everybody and what they got going on out there at the DDO. Of course, you can follow us at Running It with Nate Sexton on Facebook and Instagram. You can check out the archives. We've got 22 shows in the books now. Lots of great interviews. You guys can check us out at Running It with Nate Sexton on YouTube, iTunes, Google, anywhere where you're getting podcasts. You guys can go ahead and check us out. And we're really looking forward to continuing to getting this going for you guys here. Now, Nate, I know we end the show the same way every time. You got to be true to it because you're out there playing in the tournament. Because I know a lot of people are kind of just, laying them up and playing it safe. But us?
Look, man, I had a 2-footer for eagle, and I went for birdie on the hardest par 3 on the course, and I got it. I'm running it. That's all I do.